Welcome to Ink and Bones. My name is Jaden. Now I know I said in the last video that that was the last page of the book, and technically it was page 22, but I still want to go back and do a little bit of edits on some of the pencils that I've done. So pretty much in this video, we're just going to go page by page. Some pages I completely redo, some pages I just add in the new costume that Jack has, which is just a jean jacket and a hoodie. So with that being said, there ain't nothing to it but to do it, so let's get down to it. So starting off, I really loved the first page, so I didn't really have to change much on it. I just added some lights to the tree that was in the foreground of one of the panels. Now the second page here, we're gonna go through and see all the before and afters, so don't worry if it's going a little bit too quick in the time lapse. But the second page here, I did really like, and I did keep two of the panels in it, but I don't know, the whole purpose of that page was to have Patti leaping into Halloween night, looking like a total badass, and I did have a cool shot of her like running at the camera, but this, as you can see, we still have the shot of her running at the camera where it's not like the hero shot, and then you can see like the bare bones of it now, the positions kind of change, but then like the main shot is her, she's such a fucking cool character. She's like leaping over characters that are trick-or-treating, you know, and they're looking up at her in awe. So that was actually the original plan for this page. My skills weren't there yet. I had actually started this book a very long time ago, like 2 years ago, but still, that's a long time for your skills to get better and a lot of practice to be had. So now being comfortable enough to draw a more manga-like pose, I definitely went for it. And as you can see, we got it's sketch pencil, because this was kind of just me just hauling ass trying to get these done. And then you can see now we got the kid in the foreground with the ghost costume. We got the dog costume. She's leaping over him. She's got her trick-or-treat sack. I really wanted to inject a lot more Halloween into the book, because as you'll see when we go through the comparisons, the before compared to the afters, I mean, it's not really Halloween-y, and that's the whole point of this book. So I had to go back and fix stuff, and now you can see again, if you've watched any of the previous videos, I got a hard-on for telephone poles and wires and all that shit, so I definitely had to add that in there right off the bat. Page 3, I kept everything. I loved the way that looked. I still couldn't get Patti's, like, her looking over her own shoulder to the tree, but that's whatever. And now this one, as you can see, I completely just redid it. This is when Patti goes to meet Jack, and the first, I don't know, like 5 pages, we're just in the woods. Maybe in a movie that works, but it's Halloween night and we're not in a neighborhood with a bunch of trick-or-treaters and Halloween-looking houses and shit. So I had to redo it. So now, on this one, yes, Patti's run off to meet Jack. On this page, we're saying that usually Jack is a smash on Halloween night because his head is a pumpkin. He usually wins the most candy, whatever. So now we get to showcase that with, you know, Jack kind of shouldering his way through these kids, being at the forefront of the line, getting the most candy. You can see Patti like smushed up against the little window, you know, the windows on the side of the doors. She's kind of smushed up. And then behind him, you'll see a bunch of mad, disgruntled kids as well, which happens on Halloween. You know, for some reason, you know, people are biased for costumes or something. I don't know, that you know, like Barbie and Oppenheimer came out and someone had a really good Ken costume. They might give him more candy just because it looks that good. So Jack is kind of that guy everywhere he goes on Halloween night. I mean, he's literally a pumpkin. He's a walking jack-o'-lantern. So yeah, I would probably give him a little bit more candy than the rest of these bozos. And I just added a little bit more spiciness to the character too. Like, he just looks cool. He's walking, you know, he's breaking out of the panel with his little sucker, looking like a cigarette. Like, he's such a cool character. And then just adding some nice Halloween ambiance to the front, jack-o'-lanterns, tombstones, draping lights, which are going to be orange and purple when I color them, and then just drawing some cool looking kids in costumes. I don't know why. Maybe I was afraid to tackle that when I first started drawing this. I mean, it was a pain to kind of figure out what houses would look like on Halloween, how I want to show them, what my skill set would allow me to show. But now, just going back and redoing these, I mean, I did all of these revisions on all the pages. I think I did like a total of 6 pages of revisions. And I knocked that out within like a week-ish, which is a lot faster than when I was coming up with this fucking book. I don't know why every page couldn't have been like that. And then here you can see again on this page, completely take away the wood setting, still use some of the same angles, you know, the angle of Jack where originally he was leaning on a tree, you know, kind of giving Patti some shit. Now it's still him kind of leaning towards a tree, but he's in the front of a house now. And then there's, you know, ghosts hanging off the trees blowing in the winds and leaves flowing. And there's a shot that I saw on Pinterest that I was bummed that when I got to the end of the book, before I realized I was going to go back and do a whole bunch of edits, I was bummed that I didn't emulate this shot that I saw on Pinterest. It's just a shot of 3 friends walking on a vacant street, and it's from a very high angle and it's looking through some telephone wires. So I went back and for sure added that in here. It's the same dialogue, it's the same setup, it's just Jack and Patti talking to each other, but with a completely different setting. I went from the woods, and now we're smack dab in the middle of a trick-or-treating filled Halloween street. And when you're reading a Halloween book, I would imagine that's what you're looking for. You know, like I'm about to have a little girl, and my mom brought over all of these books that I had from when I was a kid. She kept them in very pristine condition, and I have a lot of Halloween ones. And I can still see their images now without even having to look at them, even though I did just look at them recently because she brought them over. But they just ooze with Halloween goodness. Like, it just looks like Halloween. So I definitely wanted to implement that into my own version of these little... This is a comic book, but it did start off being a children's book. I mean, the thing fucking rhymes like a Dr. Seuss book. So, you know, there still is a hint of children's book in my head when I was creating this. Or when I went through and did the revisions and when I created it. More so when I did the revisions, because I was looking at the finished pages. I was okay with it. I wasn't proud of it. Now, at the point that it is now, I am beyond stoked. And we got this badass shot of Patti, you know, exclaiming, you know, "I'm Queen Trick or Treat," because that's what she's doing. In the other version, she's looking like she's holding like a Shakespeare head. It's so stupid. One of my favorite shots that I did, and it's so simple. It's just Jack leaned up with a tree in the background and some ghosts that are tied up against a tree and leaves are blowing behind them. It's one of my favorite shots I've ever drawn. And then here is the first double page spread that I did, which I was stoked on, and I was actually still pretty pleased on it when going back, and it did take me to quite a bit of deliberation to want to redo it, because as you'll see, the 2 positions of Patti and Jack on this bottom that you're seeing right now of where they're running, that doesn't really change so much. I mean, it doesn't really change at all. I just wanted to spruce it up a little bit. Patti looked a little bit different now than she originally did. Jack kind of looks different. I just said fuck it and went back and redid it. I changed everything on this double page spread except one panel, and I'm beyond stoked that I did that, because these top 3 panels, they were cool before, but now I think they're fucking bitching, because it's vampires gnashing, witches spell casting, Frankensteins, and whatever. I mentioned a lot of things, and they looked cool. They were like kids in costumes, and it was kind of cute. In this one, I don't know if you can kind of see, like, we got this big silhouette of Frankenstein standing there behind them as they're going into the candy, and it just added a little bit more of a creep factor, a little bit more of a badassness. Frank looks like a total punker too. It looks so sick. And then originally in this 3rd panel, it was fairies and witches spell casting. I think that was like the rhyme scheme or something like that. But instead of fairies aren't that cool. I don't think of fairies for Halloween. I think of witches. So I took that fucker out, and then I put in a zombie. So it's vampires, Frankenstein, zombies, and witches lining the top row, and then them on the bottom running up above this neighborhood, and they have their trick-or-treat bags, and they're doing their competition sort of thing. And then again, I'm just implementing skills that I have gained while going through this book, and luckily I don't have a deadline. I don't have a publisher that's on my ass. I'm not working for a comic book company to where you need to be finishing a penciled page a day. I can go back. Clearly, I've been working on this book for like fucking 2 years now, and the skills that I've learned absolutely show going back through this, because if you look at this top panel with the vampire, he's like swooping up in the foreground. I even kind of warped. It's almost like you're looking through kind of like this lens that I have here, where you're looking through like a really fish-eyed looking lens. The things kind of warp behind them. Cool, simple scenes like the Frankenstein scene right next to it, just him standing in a big silhouette, and then the only light is going to be the one that's coming from the candy on them. Super simple but very effective. And then even the zombie one, that's definitely more of a simplistic shot that I have on this page, but it still added dynamic angle. We're at the underarm of the zombie, looking at them walking through the decorations of more zombies and the house in the background, and then just redoing Patti's pose and again Jack's pose. It wasn't fully necessary, but I mean, it's not a bad thing that I went back and did it. They look a little bit better to me now, so I mean, why not? Adding some circle lights around trees in the foreground, adding the jack-o'-lanterns back into the grass, which I did do in the first place, so I'm just kind of redoing them now because I had to erase the fence behind them. A lot of simple stuff. I didn't change anything with the characters and the houses and the backdrop down there. I did not want to mess with that. And then so here we go back over to the zombie panel. This one, for some reason, out of all these difficult angles, out of all this bullshit on this page, this was the one that gave me the most flack, I guess. It was just annoying to get it right, and I don't know why, but I remember spending an inordinate amount of time on this. I think it's the angle of that zombie up there, how it's kind of like this. I wanted his arm, I forgot, I thought it was the one where his arm is up, like it kind of like this, and then we're looking through here sort of thing, but it didn't work out that way. But it still looks cool. I mean, he's got, he still looks like he's a zombie. I actually ended up draping some lights around him so you can really know that he's a decoration, and the one behind him. And then our best friend perspective, architectural design perspective coming in. It's a simple one. Is that a one? No, this is a 2-point perspective in a very tight shot, so that was annoying to have to stretch out my artboard so I could draw the accurate viewpoints to make these lines go to. But it was worth it. The house looks badass, and that was always another annoying thing, especially when you get like a close-up of the front of a house. Like, what can I add to this to make it look real enough, cool enough? I don't know. It's always flexing that muscle is definitely tricky. On the next page, I just sized up the bottom panel. This was a fun page. This was actually finished Halloween of 2025. Fixing some costumes on that one, super quick. This one was fun. I needed to completely fix the costumes of these bullies. I didn't need to. I just didn't really like how simple it was. They all had Grim Reaper costumes on. Not that cool. And then this page was like the big single splash page of where you turn the page, and then bam, there's our hero characters throwing stink bombs and goo packets or whatever the fuck I wrote them having, and they're attacking the bullies right now. The panel that I had before of the poses for them, it was cool, it worked. I knew the moment I finished it that I was gonna have to redo it, so finally coming back, I definitely expanded on their pose, and I'm really proud of it. And I believe this is actually the last page that I needed to touch up. I'm still not so stoked on one of the bullies in here, the one next to the Bride of Frankenstein. He looks really stupid. That will get fixed up right before I go to the inks. I'll fix it up real fast, and then I'll ink it. That'll be like a very minute, should be like a 5-minute fix. And then yeah, this panel is so much fucking cooler. I'm gonna have Trick or Treat going at the top of them, kind of splashing out with them. They got bats flying around them. They're jumping out of the smoke bombs that they just, that they just threw. It's way more elaborate. So with that, my friends, now the book is fully penciled. We got one more video for the cover, but I mean all of the interiors, every single thing that I needed to go into that book is in the book. Pages 1 through 22, all set to the accurate comic book template size that I'm gonna get from the printer. This is their manufacturing fucking die line that I have to follow. Everything should be good to go. And then the back of the book, that'll be done at the very, very, very last. I'll just take an image of an inked and colored, most likely lettered image, put that in the back, some summarization on the background, or some summarization below it, and then the cover, pencil and ink it, of course, and then I gotta come up with the title. I still don't know the title of the book, but interiors are done, bitch. Now let's check out the comparisons. Page 2, as you can see, still really cool, just not as cool as the revision. I have her getting ready. She's got her little sewing machine. She's looking super cute. She runs into the camera and out to the night, and honestly, who gives a shit? Marks off the date, puts her eye makeup on, running out the door, leaping over kids. Patti's in the book. Let's get some fucking candy. That's what that one says. Now, for this one, I think this is page 4. Page 4 fixes. Cool. They look cutesy, whatever. They're walking and meeting up with each other. Don't really give a shit. They're in the woods. It has nothing to do with Halloween. I think I even tried to put some lights around some of the trees. Come on. We look at the new one. Instantly know this is Halloween night. Clearly this is a man in a Dracula costume giving out candy to kids. Jack is pushing through them. You got disappointed kids. You know exactly what's happening. You know the full setting. You know the full story. You get everything you need to get out of this revision of a page. And then so for page 5, I believe it is, again, cool, cutesy, nothing really fantastic happening on it. I think the coolest angle on it is Jack leaning against that tree. Whatever, nothing really to brag about. Like I wouldn't be stoked to show that page to someone, you know what I mean? But then you got the revision, and again, bam, you know exactly what the fuck you're in for. We got this bitchin' shot of this suburban looking Halloween town. We got like a Mysterio character, and I think I made her a Statue of Liberty. Everything is Halloween around it. There's leaves on the ground, and then again, you got some badass telephone wires in the foreground. Just so much more appealing, attractive, dynamic, and that is the name of the game. You got Patti exclaiming that she's the queen of trick or treat. It works so much better. And then, like I said, before the comparisons, those ghost decorations in the tree with the leaves flying, come on, that's the most Halloween shit that I've done. And for the double page spread, this is pages 6 and 7. The first one is good. It really does work, especially for the direction I thought the book was going at that time. I would say now it's a little bit more, it's very cartoony, but it's still a little bit more realistic, if that makes sense. It's not as kiddie. You look at the first one over here, Frankenstein's very cutesy, Dracula's very cutesy, there's a fairy. I mean, if you have a fairy in your Halloween book, it's probably not that scary of a book, or intense, or horror, or, you know what I mean? There's a fucking fairy. That doesn't seem Halloween to me. I want zombies, I want monsters, I want cauldrons. So that's what I added to this instead. We go to the new one, we got this like almost Tim Burton looking like shot. I really wanted the Dracula in the front, the vampire in the front, to be almost like a shadow that's like wrapping around the foreground. Like I was almost gonna make his cape kind of extend along the sidewalk to where Jack and Patti are running from him. Bitchin' shot of Frankenstein. I am excited to color that. Usually I'm not excited to color anything, Very stoked to color that because I really want to show the glow from the candy on the kids, and then just the silhouette darkness of Frank in the background. And then, you know, the lights behind him too, that will cast a nice little rim light, and fuck, I'm really stoked. The badass zombies, which is just a simple shot, so simple. And again, and I did keep one thing, that witch shot, I love that shot of her just, she's throwing some smoke down, and all we can see is Jack's little head leaves in the clouds of smoke. I love it. But everything else needed to be updated, and I think, in my opinion, looks so much better. And then for the final fix, not really anything different as far as the rest of the page. It's just their costumes change, but that top panel, I think you would agree with me. It is way more dynamic, way more comic book feely, way more in your face than the one I had done previously on the previous page. Because you look at the previous one, yeah, it's cool, they're jumping out, we got tombstones, and it's in smoke, and you get the picture, whatever. This one, with the revision, they're jumping at you. Like, they're jumping at the reader. And then with the next panels of them getting hit in succession, it kind of makes more sense because they're coming down like that, and then they're getting hit going that way. It just flows better, it looks better, and that is the point of all of this, is to always be better, strive to be better, practice to be better, because one day you will be better, and then you can go back to some work that you didn't like before, edit it up, and it looks like a whole new fucking artist did it. And that is exactly how I feel looking at this book now. I am so stoked to get to the inks, which I've started inking the cover already. That is underway. But with that all out of the way, all the pencils are done, everything's been sketched and erased and fixed and rearranged, and it is ready to put down the final lines, the final black lines, the ink to the bones. God damn it. There's a reason this channel's named Ink and Bonez. That might be it. I don't know. It just sounded cool. But as of right now, that is all I got for this video. If you liked what you saw and you want to see some more, consider subscribing, slash that like button, leave a comment down below. And that is all I got for you for this episode. Thank you so much for watching. This has been another episode of Ink and Bonez, and I will see you on the next page.